The Highlander, Chapter 8, Reflection 3. The day a life quietly reorders itself. There are days when nothing dramatic happens, yet the entire structure of a man's life shifts beneath him. Days without storms, without revelations, without voices tearing through the sky. Days that look, from the outside, painfully ordinary. But inside, the alignment of things changes. The center of gravity moves. The lens through which a man has understood himself tilts half an inch, and nothing he sees afterward ever looks the same. The day Antonio found the photograph was one of those days. He did not collapse, he did not fall to his knees, he did not speak in tongues or beg the universe for answers. He simply stood in a dim warehouse, surrounded by dust and metal and the quiet hum of history, holding a piece of paper that should not have mattered, but did. And without realizing it, he crossed a threshold. Most people expect transformation to strike like lightning, but lightning is rare. What actually changes people are the small ruptures, a sentence overheard, a memory resurfaced, a stranger's face that looks too familiar, a door opened that no one remembers unlocking. These moments have no volume. They do not announce themselves. They slip under the ribs and adjust the wiring of a life with the gentlest touch possible. This is how destiny behaves with men who do not respond to spectacle. Antonio is not a man who would have followed a vision. He would not have believed a dream. He would have dismissed a message written in the clouds. His mind is too practical, his wounds too sober, his history too disciplined. He trusts weight and texture and the logic of the physical world. So the universe chose the one instrument he would not distrust: the material truth of an object he could hold in his hands. A photograph with a face that should not have been familiar, but was. Recognition is a dangerous thing. It blurs the line between memory and possibility. When Antonio looked at that image, he was not looking at a stranger. His soul recognized something his mind could not yet name. A pattern, a frequency, a wound, a longing, a thread. Recognition is how destiny enters when the door is locked. He could have walked out of the warehouse and left the photograph behind, but a man cannot abandon something that has already claimed a piece of him. He carried it because a question had been awakened in him, and questions like that do not release their grip. They live in the chest like a pulse. The truth is that the photograph did not rearrange his understanding of the past. It rearranged his understanding of the future. Until this moment, his life had moved in one direction, forward, through work and dust and the quiet necessity of survival. He had accepted that the past was a sealed room. He believed that his heart had already lived its one great story, even if it ended broken. But the photograph cracked that certainty, not because of what it proved, but because of what it suggested. It suggested that the story he thought had ended might not be finished. It suggested that loss was not the same thing as conclusion. It suggested that the universe keeps receipts in places he had never thought to look. It suggested that there are forces patient enough to wait for the exact moment a man is finally empty enough to listen. This is why he felt unsettled, even before he understood the reason. His life was no longer aligned with the man he had been the day before. The warehouse had become a hinge. On one side was everything he believed. On the other was everything he did not yet know how to face. He was not afraid of the photograph. He was afraid of what it made possible. Possibility is heavier than certainty for men who have lived too long without hope. And that is the quiet truth at the center of this reflection. Antonio did not fear the supernatural. He feared meaning. He feared the suggestion that something in his life still mattered enough to be interfered with. He feared the idea that he had not wandered into this moment by accident. He feared being chosen. A man who has lived through great loss does not fear ghosts. He fears purpose. And standing in the warehouse, holding a face he knew but could not name, Antonio felt something stir in him that he did not want to feel again. The beginning of purpose. This is what it looks like when a life quietly reorders itself. Not thunder, not prophecy, just a man touching a photograph and realizing that the world he woke up in that morning is no longer the same world he will walk into tomorrow.